Adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio with our Positively Pipeman Motivational Monday segment with our resident expert on powerful business strategy. So let's welcome Michael Barbarita. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you, Dane?
Oh, doing amazing. And I'm very excited about today. You have some really cool information to talk about that can help people's business.
You know, every client that I get, every new client I get is not doing what we're going to talk about today. And it's something that helps them get business fairly quickly too, additional business. And what it is it's what I call database reactivation campaigns. And what it simply is if you take your former customers and your current customers and prospects. One of the things that business owners forget to do is take the information down and put that information of their prospects as well into their CRM, because they're on the buyer's journey. And even if you think, like I had a roofing client recently, he said to me, once I lose a prospect, that's it. I said, no, it's not. He said, that's it because, the prospect's not going to buy a roof for another 30 years. And I say, well, wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you sell gutters and don't you sell siding? And he said, yes. I said, they're on the buyer's journey for those products. So by you putting together a reactivation campaign, especially for those former customers of roofing that you think are not going to be customers again for another 30 years, and talk to them about your other services, not to mention your roof repairs, because roofs have to get repaired too once in a while, even though they have these guarantees and all this other stuff. You're going to pick up new customers, and and in some cases, a roofing customer will now become a gutter customer, will also become a siding customer. So they're all on the buyer's journey. All these prospects that you forget to put in your CRM, all these former customers that you think, oh, they already bought, like there's no way they're going to buy anything else or that you have anything else. It's a huge mistake. Huge. You have to continuously communicate. Now, Dean, I know you have a drip campaign, and so I know that because I was a prospect at one point.
Right.
And so, by continuously dripping, I became a customer. So it's like, that's the whole point. The whole point is that every one of your prospects, every one of your former customers, every one of your current customers are on the buyer's journey. And
I'll add to that too, because you're right. I do that all the time. Okay. And there's, even as an example, I have a show that just started back on the network that hasn't had a show on the network for like 8 years. And, basically sometimes it's just the right timing, and I don't even do it. It's not that you should do it often and annoy people, but you'd be amazed at how many times I send out these campaigns to either old prospects or old clients, and they actually thank me for reaching out to them, whereas a lot of people may do it that they think the opposite. They thank me, even if they're not even interested. I've had a couple that I had somebody just recently had a show with us years ago. She's retired now, and she thanked me for reaching out, and she even thanked me for always keep coming back and reaching out. But being retired, she has no purpose to do it anymore. But she still liked hearing from me. And she talked about how much she loved the time that she was doing her show. So even with that campaign, maybe the person you're sending it to is not ready, but maybe they know somebody that is.
Sure. They can share it. That's the other beautiful thing about it. It can be shared. So it's just a great opportunity that a lot of business owners miss out on. And the way we teach our or help business owners implement drip campaigns is through using the conversion formula, because it compresses the time frame to which because normally it's 20 to 100 touch points, but when you use the actual conversion formula, captivate, fascinate, educate, and close, that we've talked about on previous shows, you now have you ignite a quicker turnaround by the customer, and so that there's even greater opportunity. And by the way, a lot of people don't realize it. See, about 4 or 5 years ago, people would say, yeah, I think I see the value in doing a drip campaign, but who the heck wants to put it together? Now you've got AI. And if you program and if you train the robot properly, you can have AI spit out custom-made drip campaigns, and they'll spit out 1,000 emails if you want them to. And they all use the conversion formula if you train the robot properly to use the conversion formula like we do. So there's tremendous opportunity. It's a gold mine. Your former customers and prospects, and start keeping track of your prospects if you're not already. But your former customers, prospects, and even current customers, that's another thing. A lot of people, because of we've said on a previous segment about upsell, cross-sell, and downsell, a lot of salespeople aren't doing that.
Right.
And as a result, the drip campaign can help remind the customer that you're selling that you have these upgrades, downgrades, and other cross promotional products. So there's just a wealth of value in your list, your own list.
Yeah. And you already have a relationship with them. There's already a trust factor. And I've even experienced what you just said. I've had clients of mine that are on my blast emails that, whether it is, not even specific to them, but I forgot to take them off the blast marketing email, which turned out to be a great mistake, because I think I sent a blast out one time about doing a website for their podcast. And it wasn't meant towards them. It was meant to anybody that has a podcast. And so the client reached out to me, and they have a show, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you did that too. I need that, or any other service that you offer. Most of your clients, they don't know that you offer all these other services. They basically know what you've informed them or what they're actually doing business with you for.
Right. And that's another big thing. Business owners take for granted what they know. Okay. But from the customer's perspective, they don't know 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
And we've talked about inside reality versus outside perception. The outside perception is like they're like everybody else. The inside reality is it's a great company, but they're not communicating that. They're not communicating how they solve the problems of their customers and the problems of their industries.
Sure.
So it's just the opportunity that lies within a customer's a business's database is just phenomenal. And with the ability to email them, it's a low-cost way. With the ability to produce the drip campaign with AI, doing it properly, and we could show you how to do that. We could show you how to train the robot so that everything is customized to your business. And that makes a huge difference, because every time we train the robot with a client of ours on their business, they're amazed at the output, because it's just like them.
Right.
It's not all the roofing companies or all the construction companies or all the doggy daycare companies and all the consumer electronic companies that are on the internet at large. It's about them if they train the robot properly.
Yeah, totally.
So So we've had some great information today on the podcast, Dean, but there's an opportunity to get a lot more information.
And yes, I definitely want them to reach out to you because you can only cover a certain amount on podcasts, short amount of time. And just like we were just talking about, they need to know what are all the services and all the benefits and how you can help them. And you even have some opportunities for them if they come to your website. So tell them how to reach out to you, tell them how to connect with you, and how they get more information.
Great. So you just go to nextstepcfo.net and you can download our book for free for openers. But to get more information about what we do, we love doing book interviews. It's a safe place. There's no sales tactic here at all. We like to update our book and constantly because business is always changing. And so we'd like to get input from different industries. And what we do is it's 60 minutes on Zoom. We present strategies from the book. We ask you if the strategy was implemented in your industry, what you think the impact would be, and then we document it for the book. And that's it. And the thing I love about it is, and I can promise the interviewee that they'll learn business and financial strategies through these interviews that their competition isn't doing. And it provides tremendous value. So that's nextstepcfo.net/contact. Fill out the contact form, put in the message center book interview. Or if you just want to talk about our services, just say, just want to talk about our service, about your services, and that'll be fine too.
Well, again, a wealth of information that you've provided. Everybody needs to reach out to you to find out how you could really help their business. And so thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman, the Positively Pipeman segment. And thank you for being Michael Barbarita from Next Step CFO, helping these people.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.